At the start of the story, we see New York City. Some kids are taking part in an adventure game where a few items are hidden, and they have to find them using the clues given. Whoever finds all the hidden things wins the competition. Then we meet a girl named Payali. She's super smart and solves all the clues to find the hidden items. Because of this, Payali and her friend end up winning the competition. After that, we see that Paile's mom, Lena, has come to Hawaii with Paile and her older brother, Owen. Lena's dad, who's Paile's grandfather, isn't feeling well, so they've come to visit him. We then find out that Paile's dad was a military officer but died during a war. Meanwhile, Paile and her brother Aiono are always fighting with each other. So Lena gets them to say sorry to each other and calms things down. After that, they head out to find their grandfather. This is Kimo, who is Pili and Yuvan's grandfather and Lena's father. Kimo hates being told what to do. If someone tells him don't do this or don't do that, he gets mad because he likes living his life with freedom, and that's why he's often upset with everyone. Meanwhile, Pili decides to explore the place. That's when she spots a van parked there and goes inside it. Inside the van, there are old photos and paintings. Actually, all these things belong to her mom, Lena. It happens when Pili is carefully looking at all these things. Then she finds a diary. The diary belongs to a man named Manx. The most interesting part was that the diary mentioned a hidden treasure. Pili was already very interested in adventure games, so she wanted to read the diary. But just then, Kimo suddenly shows up. Seeing him, Pili gets nervous and quickly takes the diary with her and leaves. That's when a boy named Gasper spots her. Actually, Gasper is Kimo's friend and often hangs out with him. He used to come to meet. He would see the diary in Pili's hand, but never told Kimo about it, keeping it a secret. After that, the three of them buried a dead bird because both Gaspar and Kimo loved animals a lot. Then, in the same house, Pili found her parents' wedding photo. Seeing the photo, both Pili and her mom got really happy. Later that night, Pili was reading the diary she had found in the van. The diary was about an army called the Night Marchers. It was written there. Just then, Ivan shows up and spots the diary. Actually, Ivan already knows about the Night Marchers. When Pili asks him what he knows about them, he starts explaining. He says the Night Marchers are spirits that protect this Hawaiian island. A lot of people believe that if the Night Marchers appear, you should never look at them, because if someone accidentally does, they end up vanishing like a melting candle. Hearing this, Pili gets really scared. The next, Lena and Kimo were talking when Peli and Yuvan found out that their grandfather, Kimo's condition had gotten so bad that, because he couldn't pay his taxes, he might have to sell his house. Meanwhile, Gasper comes looking for Peli and shows up at her place. But there, he runs into Yuvan. Just as he's about to ask where Peli is, he notices a girl standing behind Yuvan. Her name is Hana. Actually, Hana is Gasper's girlfriend. The moment Ivan sees her, he starts liking her. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the other side, we see Pili sitting in one spot, reading the same diary she found earlier. In the diary, Monks has written that he and his group are planning to hide the gold they found. At that moment, Gasper shows up and asks the cat, "What are you reading? What kind of diary is this?" That's when Gasper realizes it's Monk's diary. As soon as he hears this, we learn something interesting. The story of the diary's owner, Monks, and the treasure mentioned in it is pretty famous all over Hawaii Island. Here's what it says, yeah? Tell me a bit about it too. As soon as I say that, she starts telling the story. She says the King of Spain sent some people to hide his treasure. Among them were two guys named Brown and Robbins. But on the way, both of them got greedy. They teamed up with Monk's younger brother and said, "Why don't we trick the King of Spain and keep all this gold for ourselves?" Monk agreed to their plan. After that, they all reached Hawaii Island to hide the treasure there forever. That's as far as she got reading the yellow diary. That is why Gaspa only tells him as much of the story as he knows. Now listen to what happened next. Monk had been beaten up really badly. He was in such bad shape that he collapsed unconscious by the seashore. Just then, an elderly couple walking by saw him and tried to save his life. In the meantime, Monk handed over his diary to the couple. As they were about to continue the story, Pili's grandpa, Kimo, showed up. At first, he got angry and started scolding them. They asked, "Why did you touch this diary?" But after a while, they calmed down. Peely doesn't really get it because she's still just a little girl. Then Chemo reveals a secret that even surprises Peely. He says that this diary and the gold coin found with it were given to his grandparents by Monk himself. So when Monk was injured and lying by the sea, the elderly couple who helped him were none other than Chemo's own grandparents. After that, Chemo takes Peely on a tour around the whole island. He puts her in a boat and heads toward the mountain. As soon as he points to the mountain in front of them, Peely suddenly realizes something big. Monk had mentioned this very mountain in his diary. Then Chemo takes out a gold coin he had with him and shows it to her. Seeing that coin, Peely gets another important clue. Now she's sure that this mountain is the exact place where the treasure was hidden centuries ago. Peely decides she has to climb the mountain and check it out from the top. She starts the climb, and Chemo follows her. He starts following behind, but then suddenly he slips and falls down, hurting himself pretty badly. Meanwhile, these two are coming back after shopping. Then Lena says to Yvonne, "Grandpa can't pay his taxes. Things have gotten so bad, he might even have to sell the house. So I'm thinking about making a decision." Then she says, "Let's sell our house in New York and settle down here." But Yvonne isn't ready to hear that at all. He says, "I got my entire education there, it's going on. How is it even possible to suddenly come here and settle down?" At the same time, Peely calls her mom to tell her that Dadaji has fallen and needs to be admitted to the hospital. After that, we see Chemo being brought to the hospital and admitted. But Lena scolds Peely and asks why she took Dadaji there. Because of this, when Belly comes back home and is talking to Gaspar, an idea suddenly hits her. She immediately goes to Yvonne and says, "What if we find the Robinson and Brown treasure written in Monk's diary, so all our problems would be solved. We'd even be able to pay grandfather's taxes." But Yvonne doesn't believe any of it at all. He says it's all just made-up stories. There's no such thing as treasure. You just go and mind your own business. But Peely had already made up her mind. No matter what happens, she's going to find that treasure. That's when Gaspar joins her, saying, "Tomorrow, the two of us will go together and look for that treasure." The next morning, as soon as the day breaks, Peely quietly picks up Yvonne's phone. Then both of them take Chemo's car and they head towards the mountain where Peely found the clue about the hidden treasure yesterday. After traveling for a while, they finally reach the place where the mountain stands. The view there is truly amazing. The beauty all around is so mesmerizing that anyone looking at it would be spellbound. Meanwhile, Lena calls Ayu from the house phone and asks, "I've been trying to reach you for a while, but why aren't you picking up?" At that moment, Ayu realizes that Peely has taken his phone and gone off in search of the treasure, but he doesn't tell this to his mom. Meanwhile, Peely and Gaspar are making their way through the mountainous area. Suddenly, one of Gaspar's friends shows up. Turns out the whole place actually belongs to that friend. So he lends them a vehicle to get around. Using that vehicle, the two start getting closer to the mountain. On the other hand, when Iwan tracks the location on his phone, he finally figures out where Peely is at the moment. By then, the two have already reached near the mountain. As soon as they get there, they spot some marks made by Robinson and Brown. They see the marks and instantly know they're in the right place. After that, both of them start getting ready to enter the mountain, following the path written in the diary. But before going inside, they leave all the unnecessary stuff behind and only take what's essential, then head into the mountain. Meanwhile, Ivana has taken Hana and gone off to find Peely and Gaspar. By this time, Peely and Gaspar have already made it pretty far inside the mountain. Suddenly, they come across a big hole right in front of them. Now it's what could be inside. Just as they both move forward to see, suddenly the rocks there start breaking and falling down, and they both drop straight into the hole. When they reach the bottom and look around, they see a skeleton lying there. At the same time, Iwan and Hana arrive at the mountain area. Seeing the scattered stuff there, they immediately realize that Peely and Gaspar went inside the mountain. That's why Iwan tries to go in too, but Hana stops him, saying we shouldn't go inside this cave. Then she explains people from Hawaii believe that mountains like these are super sacred. That's why they place dead bodies inside such mountains and caves to honor the deceased. But right now, they don't have any other choice. If they want to find Peely and Gasp, they'll have to go into the cave. Meanwhile, Peely and Gaspar, who had fallen down, find a gold ring near that skeleton. As soon as they see the gold ring, they both realize the treasure must be hidden somewhere close by. Just then, Yuvana, who's been looking for Peely and Gaspar, and Hana and Kev get inside and start shouting loudly to call out to them. Hearing their voices, Peely and Gaspar respond back, "We're here." Then when they show them the gold ring they had found, Iovan and Hana also become convinced that there really is a treasure in this place. At the same time, we find out that Peli had brought Iovan's phone along, but now it's completely broken. So contacting anyone outside is no longer possible. Now Iovan and Hana try to get Peli and Gaspar out from above. But just then, suddenly the rocks above start breaking apart again. And in no time, Owen and Hana fall into the same hole. Now all four of them are trapped inside this mysterious cave. According to the diary, the treasure is hidden somewhere around this cave. So they think that if they find the treasure, maybe they can also find a way out. That's why the first thing they decide to do is search for the treasure. The diary also has some kind of drawing of a mechanism. According to the diary, their first challenge is to get past the deadly jaws ahead. They had to move forward. After that, everyone started getting ready to enter that cave that looked like a skull. Meanwhile, Lena sees that her father has fully recovered and is laughing and chatting with everyone. But as soon as Lena approaches him, his behavior suddenly changes. He barely talks to her and starts speaking angrily. Seeing this, Lena's heart breaks, and she leaves the place feeling sad. Inside the cave, the four of them are still crawling forward. After a while, Peli and Hana come out first. They manage to get out. That's when their eyes land on a huge spider inside. Seeing it, Gaspar says it doesn't look poisonous. But then he spots another spider that is extremely poisonous and has just arrived there. The moment Owen sees it, he gets really scared and tries to rush out quickly. But in his hurry, the rocks inside the cave start to break and fall. Yet the biggest problem was still ahead. Gaspar's bag was stuck inside the cave, and to make things worse, Peli had monk she had also kept the diary in the same bag. Now the diary was out of her hands, and she didn't even know how to find a way out. Seeing all this, Owen blew his top. He scolded Peli harshly, saying this was all her fault. If they were stuck here today, it was because of her. Just then, Hana stepped in to calm him down. She said they're still kids. They can make mistakes. They don't understand everything yet. So why are you scolding her so badly? Meanwhile, Lena was sitting outside crying. Just then, Chemo's friend comes to him and tries to explain things. He comforts him, saying, Chemo, he loves you a lot, but he just doesn't know how to show his feelings. So don't overthink it. Trust me, everything's gonna be okay. Meanwhile, the four of them are looking for a way out of the cave. Just then, Owen approaches Peli and, apologizing, says I shouldn't have been mad at you. Please forgive me. They start talking, laughing, and soon they're back to being close again. Elsewhere, Lena is with her father. When she comes to meet him, he gets emotional and starts crying. He says, after your wife passed away, you left me all alone and went to New York. I was hurt and angry about that, and that's why I treated you the way I did. Please forgive me. Hearing this, all their anger and misunderstandings vanish, and they make up. After that, the four of them move forward and reach a place like a mountain. When they get there, they realize they have to cross lava to go any further. At first glance, the place looks scary and dangerous, but they don't have any other way out. If they want to get out of here, they have to find a way to cross it. As soon as they touch the bridge, it suddenly breaks and falls entirely into the lava below. Seeing this, everyone panics. Now they start wondering if there's any other way to get out of here. Just then, their eyes fall on the dead bodies of the thieves who came with Robinson and Brown. They're all lying in different spots. But in the end, how did they die? That's something no one knows. They couldn't make sense of it. Then they heard a hissing sound, like something yellow sizzling on the stove. When they got there, they saw that both had already crossed the lava and reached the other side. Actually, there was a small path nearby, but Owen and Hana were really scared to take it. Still, they had no other choice. They started moving forward slowly. Just as they reached the middle of the path, Hana got super nervous. To calm her down, Owen started singing a song to distract her mind. They go. Then little by little, everyone starts singing along with him. While singing like this, Owen and Hana cross that dangerous path and reach the other side. As soon as they get there, Hana hugs Owen happily. But right then, Owen starts feeling dizzy. He calls Gaspar over and asks, "Man, you were telling me about some spider earlier, right?" Actually, what happened is that a very poisonous spider had bitten Owen. Seeing this, Gaspar tells him first you'll get a high fever. Then the poison will slowly spread through your body. It's going to spread. We need to get you to the hospital before your hand melts. After that, they both decide not to tell Peli and Hana about this, because if they find out, They'll panic too. As they move forward, they all reach a place like a pond. There, tiny stones are shining like stars. Then they find a clue that if they go underwater, they might find a way out. To check it out, Gaspar goes underwater first. After a while, when he comes back, now he says that he saw sunlight from inside. Hearing this, Gaspar and Hana swim through the water and reach another spot. After that, Yuvan and Pili also swim over slowly and lovingly without any fight. Watching them, it's clear that the bond between the siblings is slowly growing stronger. As soon as they see the place, they remember that the diary had a drawing of this exact spot. So they've finally made it there. Seeing the sunlight, everyone feels they think maybe the way out is somewhere right around here. But when they look around, they can't find any way to get out. Now, they only have one option left. They have to jump into the water. They even think about calling for help, but there's no signal at all. Then Hana asks Yuvan, "Why do you look so tired? Are you okay?" Yuvan replies, "Oh yeah, what's wrong with me? I'm totally fine." Pooh. And when we notice them, we start to understand that a good friendship started to develop between the two. Meanwhile, Pili and Gaspar spotted a ladder nearby, so they tried to climb up. But then they found a dead body. Seeing this, they began to wonder why there were so many dead bodies lying around this place. As they thought it over, an idea struck them. Maybe Robinson and Brown didn't want to share the stolen gold with the people who came with them. So, they must have tricked and killed everyone. But Monk might have already said earlier that he didn't want they don't want just any kind of gold. That's probably why they brought Monk along. Later, when the two of them try to go upstairs, they notice in the drawing that there are supposed to be 3 bags filled with stones. But there are only 2 bags there. It was clear that the third bag had been cut and removed by someone. Now they realize that in order to open the secret door here, all 3 bags need to be balanced. So, where the third bag should have been, Yuvan and Guess go over and check out the rope attached there. They start pulling. As soon as the 3 bags come into perfect balance, suddenly a secret door opens. When they all go inside that door, their eyes pop wide open at the sight. There's way more gold there than they ever expected. Seeing so much gold, everyone gets super happy. They're over the moon, and for a moment, they don't even know what to say. Meanwhile, Lena keeps trying to call Yuvan's phone, but the calls just won't go through. Later, when they check the location, they find out that everyone is at a place called Koala. Rach. As soon as Chemo hears the name, he instantly realizes that they must have gone there to look for Nidin. Meanwhile, everyone starts stuffing as much gold as they can into their bags. At the same time, we start noticing that the friendship between Yuvan and Hana is getting even stronger. After that, everyone takes a selfie together with the gold. But when they look closely at the selfie, they notice something strange in it. As they focus, looking closely, they notice a skeleton placed in a special spot. Seeing it, Hana suddenly remembers something. She had already mentioned that the people of Hawaii have a belief. To honor their dead, they keep the bodies inside mountains and caves. And that's exactly what had been done here too. So now they realize this isn't a treasure site but a tomb, a place where the dead were laid to rest. Hana tells everyone that everything present here belongs to the sacred spirits who live here. Yeah, we can't take anything from here. Saying that, she puts back all the gold she had with her. Hearing this, Pili slowly starts to understand everything. Actually, Robinson Brown and their team had no idea this place was a trap. They came here driven by greed and ended up facing the spirits here. Not only that, Chemo's grandfather had also found this treasure, but he knew this place was a trap, and you shouldn't take anything from here. That's why he never told anyone about this treasure. No one told us. After that, we got the answer to something we'd seen earlier. One of the 3 bags with stones had been cut open. And it wasn't just anyone, it was Chemo himself who cut it because he didn't want anyone else to get to the treasure. Once we understood this, Pili left all the gold she had with herself right there. She also put all her gold back on the gas stove. But Yuvan still stuck to his point. He wasn't ready to give back the gold he had kept. He said, he doesn't believe in spirits or ghosts. Over there, he tells Kimolina, we've got to save the kids. They went up that mountain looking for treasure, but that place is haunted by holy spirits. Suddenly, a super scary sound echoes, and before they know it, blue flames burst into life. The whole cave starts shaking violently. Seeing all this, The four of them freak out and decide they need to get out of here as fast as possible. They all run towards the waterfall, but then Yellow suddenly remembers something. She turns back to the caves. She goes inside, cuts open the stone bag, and closes that mysterious door again. She didn't want the treasure to ever fall into anyone else's hands. Then Hana warns everyone, saying, "We're getting signs that the Holy Spirits are coming our way. No matter what happens, don't look at them. If we do, we'll die." Hearing this, everyone gets cautious. First, Gas and Hana grab the tree roots and start climbing down. Then Peely and Yuvan also begin to come down. But Yuvan's condition, he was already in bad shape. That's why he suddenly faints and falls into the water. Seeing this, Gas immediately sends Peely to the shore. Meanwhile, Hana jumps into the water, without wasting any time to save the drowning Yuvan and pulls him out. When everyone sees that Yuvan is still alive, it's like they all come back to life themselves. Around the same time, Peely and Hana find out that Yuvan was bitten by a poisonous spider. Then suddenly they hear a terrifying sound again. It was clear what that meant. The sacred spirits on the mountain were now getting involved. They were getting closer. Thinking this, the four of them started running to save their lives. It got dark while they were running. Meanwhile, Chemo kept praying to God, folding his hands and saying, "God, please protect my children. Don't let anything happen to them." At that moment, Lena also reached the forest looking for the kids. But by then, all the sacred spirits had already arrived there too. Seeing this, everyone realized that if they wanted to survive, they had to hide immediately. So, they rushed into a nearby cabin and locked themselves inside. They go ahead and do it. That's when Peely realizes why those holy spirits are after them. Actually, Yuvan had filled his bag with gold, so Peely throws the gold a little ways away from the cabin. Right then, all the holy spirits gather around the cabin. As soon as they start coming inside, everyone closes their eyes and sits still because they were warned beforehand that if they see the spirits, they'll die. Just then, one spirit comes and stands right in front of them. But Lena, without realizing, she looks at his face, and as soon as she sees him, she realizes that it's none other than her husband who had died in the war. Yes, Yuvan and Peely's father is also there as a pure spirit in the same place. Seeing their family, their father's soul is filled with happiness. At the same time, Yuvan and Peely become very emotional and happy to see their dad. Lena is over the moon with joy and is so overwhelmed that she doesn't even know what to say. After that, their father's spirit says goodbye to everyone for the last time and she starts to leave from there. At the same time, the other holy spirits also take the gold that Yuvan brought with them and leave. Peely feels like she wants to see her father once more. She looks in his direction, but after a few moments, they slowly disappear, moving toward the sea. After this, Chemo tells everyone, "You're alive only because that holy spirit was your father. If it had been some other spirit and you had seen it, you all would have died." Meanwhile, Yuvan and Hana have started to like each other. Then Chemo begins to tell the whole story in detail. He starts off by explaining that Robinson and Brown killed everyone who came with them because of their greed for gold. And they were about to kill Monk too. But before that could happen, a fight broke out between Robinson and Brown over the gold. Their greed had gotten so out of hand that they started fighting each other. In the heat of the fight, they knocked over the skeletons of the holy spirits nearby. And as soon as that happened, the spirits showed up. However, Monk somehow managed to save himself and escape. Later, it was that same Monk who had the diary with Chemo. They had given it to their grandparents. After that, we see young Peely and Yuvan watching old videos with their dad. Then Lena comes in and tells everyone, "I've made a decision. We'll pay the taxes on this house. And from now on, we'll all live here together." Hearing this, Peely and Yuvan happily agree. After that, Peely, Yuvan, Lena, and Chemo start living happily like one big family. And that's how the movie ends. I hope you enjoyed the movie a lot. But the best part of this movie is, what did you like? I should know that too, right? So make sure to drop a comment below, telling me which part of the movie you enjoyed the most. Also, let me know what kind of movie explanations you'd like to see next. Alright, see you in another awesome video. Until then, stay tuned to Flixor Movies.